I am your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. It's 11:25 p.m. and we are still working. I want to look at the spirit of Esther. We're still talking about the 7 pillars of wisdom. Esther had not made known her nationality or kindred, for Mordecai had charged her not to do so. Esther chapter 2 verse 10. There was a time I went to do masters in public admin. I was 56 years old then. And many of the lecturers were younger than I was. I did not reveal my identity as a medical doctor. I did not reveal my identity as a preacher. There was one particular course, health management or health administration, I can't remember. And the lecturer was much younger than I was. And he was a pastor. I could see that he was used to impressing the class. So I deliberately put myself in one corner. I knew that if he came to understand that I was a medical doctor, he would feel intimidated. He might victimize me. So I didn't let him know I was a medical doctor. I didn't let him know who I was. And we did the first exam, I made an A. We did the second exam and I made an A. We were about to finish that course. He had finished with me. And then I introduced myself to him that I am Dr. Charles Apoki. And he was shocked that there was a medical doctor in the class. Number 2, he was shocked to know that I schooled with his auntie at FGC Warri, and subsequently came to visit my school, and he was amazed. So there are times you need to hide your identity. That's discretion, wisdom. If you are a Jewish citizen and you are living among Arabs or Muslims that are violent, you don't need to show your Jewish identity. Sometimes you need to do what is called dissimulation for you to be able to live amicably with people. There was a day I went to preach in Eket, and I was coming back with my daughter, and we got to LMA Junction, and it was late in the evening. We wanted to cross to the other side so that we could take a taxi to Rumokoro to catch another public transport to Ogeli. From a distance, being a street man, I could smell cannabis sativa. That's Indian hemp, Igbo, Bana. I could smell it from a distance. So I told my daughter, I said, look, we're going to behave like mad people to cross this place. So I folded the sleeve of my dress, folded it. I folded one leg of my trouser. I carried my bag on my head. I told my daughter, when I say yo, go, yo, go, yo, you say yo, yo, yo. So I was swaying from side to side. I was saying yo, go, yo, go, yo. My daughter would say yo, yo, yo. Yo, go, yo, go, yo. Yo, yo, yo. That was how we managed to pass that place. As we were doing yo, go, yo, the boys smoking Igbo and cannabis, they were looking at us. Hey, look at mad people. This one started newly. And we passed. And we were able to get to Rumokoro. Assuming I went there, praising the Lord always. They will hold me, those boys. So David had to put saliva on his body to look like a madman when he was among the Philistines. So Jesus did not reveal his identity at a point until he was publicly declared. And he will always tell people, don't share this testimony, because his time had not come. You see, there was a time I started to preach, I was preaching amongst an Orthodox church. They will invite me. They won't do handbills, they won't do banners, they won't publicize my name because they didn't want, then they were not receiving outsiders to preach in their churches. It was after I had preached over a long period of time and they've seen the testimonies and the effect that one of their bishops even put a law that no person should seek permission from him before inviting Dr. Apoki. So, discretion, you need to practice dissimulation, you need to practice disguise. So you don't just blow your trumpet and reveal yourself prematurely. I remember I saw a patient that was one leg was not too good at Full Gospel Businessmen's Fellowship at Ekakpara, and I went there as a preacher and I laid hands thinking that the girl will walk. She didn't walk. The good leg even nearly spoiled the more. And I carried my Bible as I was crossing the Ekakpara market in Osisioma area. I told myself, after all, nobody knew me. I was not a pastor. But I asked God, why didn't this young girl walk? God said, your shoulders were not big enough to carry the fame. If that girl had walked, the fame would have destroyed you. But keep praying for them. And it took some months before I prayed for a paralyzed patient that was brought to the hospital. And she walked. And then the other man from Akwa Ibom that was in the other ward, there was a thermonuclear transfer of the anointing to that man. He stood up and walked and left hospital. So you have to sometimes cool down and conceal your identity before you reveal yourself. One of the things you must realize about life is that there are people who have the fear of becoming irrelevant, and you must understand that fear and relate with when you relate with them. You see, there are churches I go to, I don't go into elaborate ministration. I don't want to behave in such a way to make the resident pastor lose relevance in the midst of his members. If you are a preacher, notice this. Once you preach and the resident pastor or your host pastor comes, are these not the things I've been teaching you? You see, I've been teaching you these things. Be very careful the next day you are preaching not to want to overshow yourself. It's not important. It is God that takes the glory. It's not important. So you must at least conceal, be very discerning, know when to go full out, know when to show some restraint. Now, when the turn of Esther, the daughter of Abihail, the uncle of Mordecai, who had taken her as his own daughter, had come to go into the king, she required nothing but what the king's attendant, the keeper of the women, suggested, and Esther won favor in the sight of all who saw her. And the king loved Esther more than all the women, and she obtained grace and favor in his sight more than all the maidens, so that he set the crown on her head and made her queen instead of Vashti. Remember, I caused some confusion in the previous video about people who talk about divorce. Here was an unbelieving king who divorced his wife to marry Esther. And so Esther had everything against her. Remember, I'm against divorce. Esther had everything against her. She was a foreigner, an orphan, a novice, but she had a good mentor. One of the secrets of wisdom is to have somebody who has the know-how to show you how to go about whatever you want to do it. And there's no how, you will not be known eventually. So Haggai had the know-how, and he showed Esther there was no how Esther was not going to be special. So it is the prescription of this man that Esther followed. One of the secrets of wisdom is to learn under those who know. If life is against you, get close to those who have the know-how. There was another eunuch called Shashgaz. Shashgaz was the one who received those who went to see the king and never succeeded. And there was Haggai, the one who prepared Esther to go and succeed with the king. It is better to take counsel from those who prepare people to see the king and they succeed than to take counsel from those who receive those who have failed. There are two classes of people in life, the Haggars and the Shashgaz. Select the one that is Haggai, that will give you the principles and ideas of success. But somebody sent me a message, one of the members of our WhatsApp mentorship group. He said, if you write for fools, if you are a writer that writes for fools, he said your audience will be big. So, fools, no wonder entertainment attracts more audience than education. So, Esther got a little extra that the others did not have. She knew what was appropriate. Remember, the gift of discretion is appropriateness. She knew what was good for the king. And my prayer for you is that you will know what will be good for the king. And Esther was properly packaged for the king. The way you are packaged matters. Ruth was told to wash and perfume herself. Joseph shaved himself. The way you package your products matter. If life has packaged you wrongly, you need a Mordecai and a Haggai to properly package you. I think you should pray this prayer. God, send people who will properly package me and prepare me for the palace. Esther obtained favor and grace more than all the maidens. The king was ready to offer the best to Esther. The way you are received is dependent upon your preparation and your packaging and your presentation. Life is in constant motion. The Vashtis are being replaced by the Esthers. Every new customer you receive used to be another person's customer. That is the game. There is dynamism. The wealth that flows into your hand used to be in somebody else's pocket. There's no way all this miracle alert is just deception and theft. The wealth used to be in somebody's pocket, attract it. So, learn to package yourself, learn to prepare yourself, learn to present yourself, learn to perform well. And all this come from wisdom, from mentors. And that's why you must register for the online conference coming up on the 1st of May by 7 p.m. Nigerian time. Send a message, WhatsApp message, please, to +234 7052136763, and I will send you the flyer of how to register for the conference that will automatically make you a member of the WhatsApp mentorship group. And I have properties for sale. Your money will be in safe hands. Your property will be in safe hands. God bless you. I'm your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki.